What is up, everybody? Welcome back to our final game of our best of 5 show match between Batu and Consensus. The scores in the 5th game, it's all level, it's 2-2. Final game wins. We're on Florida, and Mr. Batu is spawning to the northeastern map in the colour blue, playing as the Portuguese. Consensus spawning down to the southwest, taking the United States of America in the colour red. Both players have played super well this show match. Very happy for them. Both players have also played some quite terrible games as well. But overall, actually, it's been a rather enjoyable series. But this game, I'm looking forward to this one. We've got boomy sieves, large map, high resources, and maybe a cheeky water boom here from Batu. Does he have anything water-based? He has a water deck with no schooners in there. 10-10 clown. Maybe won't see any water boom here from Batu. But what I'd really want to see now is a nice, long 40 minutes, sit back, relax, put your feet up type of game. Both players doing their own idealized booms. It's not often both players start with a market. Yeah, that's one of the benefits of playing on Florida is you get these extra bonuses. And Batu going for the house hunting dogs, not going for a trading post. Age 1 here as the Portuguese. I find that interesting. 10-10's kind of meta. Maybe 12-13 is better. You also have these sheep, so you could have got away with that much cleaner as well. Interesting to see kind of the build order, because I'm kind of looking forward to play a bit more of Portugal on my streams and my games. Portugal's a civ for me to play. I've never played a game with Italy. I think they're just too OP for me to touch them. They are just... I'd feel disgusted if I was playing Italy, and currently USA, Mexico are also feeling rather good. Mexico probably a little bit better than USA, I have to say. That's what people are feeling. USA player rates are down from the last patch, and Mexico is just hitting new skyrockets. Card number 1 here for Batuan is 300 wood on a water deck. So that water deck I was talking about, it is coming out here, but there is no rendering plant. I'm unsure if this 300 wood is for a dock to get it down and then a couple of fishing boats. Which in itself, if you have a dock wagon and 2 fishing boats, that's a decent card. Not a bad card at all, it's a decent card. Or could it be trading posts, drive that experience curve, sending stuff like 700 wood, 600 wood, 2 caravel, rendering plants and those cards faster. But it looks like this villager is going for a mid-map dock. I think when you're this early in the game, you can put a dock in the middle of the map, try and secure as much of the area on the water as possible. Dock represents a spawn point, also represents a defensive location on the coast, so that actually there's no point having a defensive establishment right in the corner of the map because it actually defends no fish, but this kind of draws a nice line right through the middle of the ocean and say, right, anything this side, yeah, you can have. Anything this side, you're going to have to run past my dock to go and kill it. And that's rather tough. Portugal having the ability to age up with the town centre as well. Added layer of protection on the coast. And I think the 300 wood here is interesting. I have played 300 wood Dutch as well. The idea being, instead of going for 3-vil, you're sending 300 wood. The 300 wood arrives as soon as you're clicking to age up. And that you can just basically get that bank down about 45 seconds early, 40 seconds early, and that just generates that income. So 300 wood as a card for other civs in general has a place. It is a really efficient card. It's just so much of the slowest gathering resource, and what you do with that is super important because quite a lot of civs age up with 400 wood, but that gets spent so quickly on the fundamentals like one building. Some houses. Well, I'll tell you one thing we haven't seen for a long time, and that is Spanish play here from the USA player. Aged up with, okay, I've learned this now. It's Pennsylvania State, Philadelphia City, but has gone for capitalism into Spanish immigrants for the forward outpost, but does have pikemen being called from Minutemen. TC from Batu is being forced defensively as a result. He wanted to go aggressive to kind of reduce that distance on the age up, on the 3rd age, to get like units in the face of USA, but Consensus is like, nah, man, you're being forced back, and Batu's, well, he's in base. He sees the pikes, and you could only train pikes from Spanish immigrants, so it's one of those like you see it and you go, okay, I know what's up, I know what's coming, or what's been played so far. Fishboom ongoing, 4 boats so far for Batu, 5 and 6 in queue, no gill nets just yet. I do find it a bit of a shame that this deck seems to not have any room for rendering plant. I'm looking at Team Gunpowder Infantry HP in the 3rd age. When are you ever sending that card? You always have better cards to send than Infantry HP. Well, Gunpowder HP. It doesn't even boost Halb HP. This is one of those moments where actually, okay, we've now aged up with the 700 coin. Noting, it's not 700 wood. Skipping 700 wood, so it's kind of like a very small Fishboom. It's not a all-in. Quite interesting to say, actually. I don't know how I feel about this, because all you have to do on a Fishboom is defend, and once you defend, you've kind of outmassed your opponent, but I'm not really feeling it so far. It's been good, but we are aging slow, which means we've had our 3rd town centre on the field less. We haven't got most of our villager techs like the steel traps, placer mines, and by going for 300 wood instead of Fatorias, we're down a little bit of land eco. We're patching up with our water eco, but 7 docks, 7 fishing boats without gill nets is the equivalent of 7 villagers on berries. He's gone for the whales, actually. It's interesting. Well, it's not really interesting. It actually makes sense. The coin income from whales is actually not bad on the water. Because considering a villager mining a mine and a villager hunting hunt, you'd rather have your villagers hunting and your fishing boats mining to make the most economic efficiency possible. The only caveat is you want to make sure you have enough food to keep on training villagers from your TCs as Portugal. But the skipping of the 700 wood, I think that's an interesting build. That's brought me some enjoyment. That is legit something new, and it has kind of worked out. He will want his gill nets at some point. I'm sure he'll get it on the 1000 wood. What else would he get? A couple houses, probably a stable. I know that Batu loves his dragoons. He's got a town centre out there. Also love to see steel traps if we're going for land, villagers, hunting mainly over the water economy. Consensus, though, he's into the 3rd age. He's aged up with some sharpshooters, Kentucky, coalfields, Kentucky hunters. There's been a bit of like a meta, okay, not meta shift, but the Russian blockhouse is still a good card. Blockhouse 20% used to be fortified, but rightfully tuned down. But it's still the kind of the go-to. But hey, look at this advanced artillery early on here. Really interesting. The thing is, for me personally, what card do I think is better card than advanced artillery? I think it's the coalfields. For 200, people are being put off this card because it's 200 wood. But I tell you what, if you can get enough wood in, maybe with 1,000 wood shipment and the coalfields, you could get out like 10 Gatling guns, something crazy like that, and that drives. He's actually cancelled the advanced artillery because he knows that 1 mortar is good, and the ability to train more mortars. But actually, what he needs is the Gatling guns to deal with the Castadors, and I think maybe he was anticipating maybe a fort being built straight away from Portugal instead of units, but Batu's going for the unit play here. So we've got 11 pikemen from double batches of Spanish Minutemen. Haven't got any rifle Minutemen, which is it's a different rifle Minutemen. They lose HP over time to about 50%, but still pack a decent punch. Don't really take any burst damages, so can absorb that skirmish fire quite nicely. But these Turkios are kind of like vulnerable. Except for the Gatlins will move in and try and shred the Castadors, and the Pikemen will cover the Goons, but will we see organs in retaliation? We do see organ guns in retaliation here from Portugal. Organ guns versus Gatling guns. Actually, it's probably organ gun favoured very slightly, but the differences are absolutely minor. Probably comes to who shoots first and who spaces their artillery out better. So there's TCs under threat. Organ guns on the way, 50% done. Where will they pop? Probably from this TC, but Minutemen is still available here from Portugal. When you've got this many TCs, Minutemen, you kind of want to make sure you use all of them, get your values worth. But you definitely get 2 Minutemen pops with the organ guns. And sometimes just getting Minutemen underneath an army like this is just enough to kind of like cause question marks. And how do you defend this? But, oh, well, there's no Minutemen here. Gatlins on the organ guns. Organs are looking to kill the pikemen, but now onto the skirmishers. Connects with the Gatlins himself, but he's now just lost all the organ guns because the pikemen were touching them and the carbine cavalry were firing onto them behind. So before the organ guns managed to get some damage done, they haven't dealt with the threat of the artillery. And these villagers out. Oh my god, they get mown down. Oh dear. I think Batu would have been very happy if you could trade his organ guns for America's Gatling guns, considering, okay, he's got that water eco down here, which is still not teched. God damn it, Batu. How many times do I have to say? But now that he's sent in this organ gun card, which cost him 300 gold to trade with a Civ who could send theirs for free and not actually trade, yeah, Portugal's in a bit of a tough situation, down to 2 town centres behind this. Apart from that, he's not in a bad position. He can outplay from here. What's his next card going to be? How goons coming in? 5 goons coming behind. Fair enough. And soon it's going to be time for the goons to kind of dive in and deal the damage. No villagers and TCs yet. It really wants that ranged fire to work on the town centre. And still a lack of Minutemen being called from Batu means that Batu's kind of comfortable with this position. Not really feeding too under threat. But the blockhouse has seen a couple vills out on the open. I think Batu's realised that these were probably automatically out on the map. Didn't really place them there specifically. More pikes come out from that Spanish immigrants. A good card that is from Consensus. Look at that. It's a outpost wagon. 1.7 XP rate. That's, you know, 1.7 train posts. Pretty decent. And these pikemen have worked out really nicely in its composition. There's no way that what this really protects or prevents is Batu just diving in with dragoons to attack the Gatlins from far. A lot of players think, oh, Gatlins, they're pretty squishy, my dragoons can one-shot them, but actually the pikes are there to do the damage into the dragoons. Only with the range resist, they will get melted to the Spanish pikes. Gatlins still do a massive dash behind this. Let's look at point of view from Batu. It's getting quite dire at the moment. He needs to have a reactive plan. Now train some Hussars. 5 Hussars in queue. TC fire working on the Gatling gun. Those come out onto... I guess they're going to some sheep and try and get some resources in. That barracks has gone down. And, the value, the absolute value this Gatling card has got this game has been insane. The sense working... But playing really well to make sure that he gets the value from that. But he's kind of earned it by the composition he's gone for and the positioning of those units. Gone for a rifle combat here. It's pretty decent on these 23 sharpshooters. Although, probably Kentucky Hunters or Coalfields would have been a better card than 15%. It's not a bad card. And you can see how he's got this kind of skirm goon idea down. Pulaski's Legion, also an opportunity for Consensus at a later point. He's just slowly moving in, protecting his Gatlins. And out come the halberdiers from the pop. Minutemen being called here from Batu. No Minutemen being called. Helps on the front line. Oh, the Gastadors are being melted. They were trying to get in on some action, but the Gatlins had turned on them behind their HQ Hussars, flanking to try and get into it. Reposition. The Gatlins are still protected. And even if they do go down, they've got some fantastic value. Sharpshooters in the front line working on the Dragoons. The Carbine Cavalry will kill the Huss behind. And Gatlins have gone down. And TC fire with defensive Castors, Goons should be enough. Minutemen now being called from front TC, having enough resources for that. But where does it leave the game though? Portugal has lost a lot of villagers. And there's still some really good units here from Consensus. He doesn't have to stay and fight because he wants to. He can back out. But a lot of XP for him so far in that fight. What would his next card be? It's going to be the Buffalo Soldiers combat card. range armor, range attack, HP as well. Oh no, all action damage is pretty good. Yeah, range attack, and armor. Yeah, well, what a card! What a card! What a great card that is. Sharpshooter's still doing some decent damage. And, Batu, yeah, he's hit the all you delete. The I tip over my king in chess piece for my surrender. Coin crates were never gathered. He's under threat. The konsensus takes that final game, leads the series 3-2, and wins the series in that final game decider. Batu going for a bit of a off-kilter play with the 300 wood card one. I think it worked out well for him in terms of kind of a build order. It worked really nicely with the 700 coin follow-up for the fast age up, but age up with some sort of economy to kind of back it up. The only problem was the 3 Gatling guns, although originally was going to be advanced artillery, cancelled, switched into Gatling guns, and got incredible value from that behind. The rest of the USA stuff kind of plays itself. Extra special to comment on, but pushing in constantly trained sharpshooters, carbine cavalry, no traditional Minutemen from USA, only going for the pike minutes. And that was really good. I think that levy ability is actually free ? Don't hate me if it's not free, but that gave him a nice competition to protect his Gatling guns and won the organ gun exchange very quickly, and then just kind of moved around, took down buildings where he could, and forced Batu to always have to kind of fight and respond. And a good game at the end of that, and a enjoyable series that was. Did see some interesting games. Saw Batu's Red Lancer spam. Saw some absolutely disgusting Italy FI shenanigans. Batu's dock play this 5th game. First game, we missed the Punjab Colorado games. We were on. Oh my god, I've completely forgot the first games. What were the first games? It was on Himalayas. Got that. It was on. I don't even remember game 3 to 5. I don't even remember the first 2 games. I legit. I literally. I cannot tell you actually what happened in game 1 and 2. I'll have to look back and remember it. That is another show match. It's good to see players organising these show matches, recreate tournament settings, and we do see players play different civs and so many different scenarios kind of you get shown in these games instead of what you may see on quick search players. You have to play quick search as like a best of 1 tournament map, and you see players play the strong civs like the Ottomans, the Brits, all the time on quick search. Yeah, I think there was a Brit and Ottoman ban. So they played some different civs, and it was good to see. Well, the next question is, who's next? Who's going to be the next person to play a show match? And you can always be tempted to chuck in a prize pot if that is going to encourage those shy players to come out of hiding and play as well. Right, that's going to end it for this game. I'll see you guys in the next one.